Where the DIYer fails and where you should try to succeed is when things get tough, you don't go into your account and start making drastic moves. You have to remain calm. You have to remain emotionless. You have to remain mathematical, and you have to stay the course. We are back talking about your financial house. If you are within 5 years of retirement, it is absolutely time to start getting your financial house in order. We've already talked about the overview of the house. We'll link that video above and put it below in the description. We've talked about the foundation of the house. The most important part of the foundation is that it matches the size and the footprint of the rest of your structure. Its goal is to keep you up off of the dirt floor, and you should be able to fund your bare necessities with the foundation, okay? You should be able to pay everything you need to pay to live out of the foundation. If you can't do that, you're gonna fall subject to fear or greed when it hits the fan, okay? So we need the foundation to support your just bare necessity lifestyle. And we find that most people's foundation is way too small for the structure of their total house. We also talked about how the foundation is the only piece of this house where you can't really DIY it, because the products that exist inside the structure, the foundation, are insurance products and banking products, and you're working through one of those professionals to satisfy those needs. Today, we're talking about the middle of the structure, which is where most people want to spend almost all their time, talking about their financial house, is the middle of the structure. The middle of the structure is the one that is most commonly a DIY, okay? You can go out and you can, if you don't know this, let me just let you know. You can go open a brokerage account at Fidelity and you can go buy some investments in there. You can do that yourself. And if you want to do it yourself, and if you are just absolutely opposed to hiring a professional to help with the middle of your structure, then you should do that. My neighbor is building a retaining wall right now. He had a water main burst in the front of his yard, and he decided to do all the work himself. Well, the water main burst 4 months ago. They got that fixed right away. The retaining wall has been in production for 3 months now. It's still going on. Now, he enjoys doing it. He's having a great time doing it, but he's spending every spare moment building this wall. If that's you, then you should build your own wall. If that's not you, then you should not try to build your own wall. You're just going to be frustrated, and you're probably going to end up in a worse position, having to start over and pay extra fees to unwind, bad pieces of the house. Do some demo first to then rebuild, and you've wasted a bunch of time, effort, money, and emotional capacity. So the middle of the structure, you can absolutely DIY. We are not here to help you DIY your portfolio. That is not why we exist. If you want to do that, go do it. If you want some help with the middle part of your structure, this is your short-term money, your medium-term money, your long-term money, your low and high-risk dollars. Typically, these are invested in the market. This may be mutual funds. This could be individual stocks. This is your IRA accounts, your 401k, SEP Simple, 403b brokerage accounts. All of that is the middle of the structure. And what I would tell you about the middle of the structure is the one thing that's going to blow up your financial house more than anything else. The number one risk is not the market. It's not taxes. It's not inflation. It's not healthcare costs. It's not some catastrophic event with your family members. It's not World War III. It's none of those things. It's not the dollar losing its reserve currency. It's none of those things. The number one risk to your financial house, and really the only thing you can control, is you. You're the number one risk. And I say that with all due respect, because what we see time and time again is a financial plan gets built. Maybe it's 100% DIY. Maybe you've done it yourself. Maybe you've worked with a professional, but the plan was not built with you in mind, okay? It was a plan that you were never going to be able to walk through, because the minute that it gets tough, You get nervous and you fall prey to fear or greed, the two ditches on the side of the road on your journey in and through retirement. We can't have that. We can't have you falling prey to fear or greed, because that's how mistakes get made. And those are mistakes that you have control over. It's really one of the only things you have control over, is staying the course. Now, that doesn't mean burying your head in the sand. We exist, and where we earn our fee is helping people build the retirement plan that they want, build the plan that they envision in their mind. We get it out on paper. We show them how to achieve it. And then from there, we have to stick to the plan. We build market losses into the plan. We build periods of high inflation into the plan. We build healthcare expenses into the plan, taxes into the plan. All of that's built into the plan. But if we fall prey to fear or greed, we lose in the end. And that is where I see most DIYers actually fail. I don't see hardly any DIYers fail because the portfolio that they've built is bad. That rarely happens, right? It's rarely that someone just builds the portfolio that's the worst portfolio that exists. Where the DIYer fails and where you should try to succeed is when things get tough, you don't go into your account and start making drastic moves. You have to remain calm. You have to remain emotionless. You have to remain mathematical, and you have to stay the course. There's tons of studies on this. One of them is the Dalbar study. It talks about the average retail investor and how they continually underperform because they fall prey to their emotions. They get into timing the market. When do I buy and when do I sell? Let me make moves to avoid the pain. And you end up missing the biggest days in the market because you sat on the sidelines because you fell prey to fear. Okay, we can't let that happen. On the flip side, the other place that a lot of DIYers fail is they have more money than they need. And because the portfolio that they've built has done so great over the last 10 to 15 years, like every portfolio, all of them. That's like my best Joe Biden. You know, all of them. All the portfolios have done great over the last 12 to 15 years. Every single one. If yours has done poor, then you've got a bad advisor. Every portfolio has done well over the last 15 years. That's not the issue. The issue is when you get to a point where you have more than enough money, but you're used to seeing these big, kind of like highfalutin returns. You're used to that thrill of taking the risk and seeing a big pop, and you continue to take excess risk, even though you're past the point of needing to take risk. That is falling prey to greed. And we can't do that either. So if you're looking for help in building the middle part of your structure, we've partnered with an amazing team of professionals to help us remain emotionless, mathematical, and systematic about how we do our investments, how we do our planning. We build the plan. We stick to the plan. We build in tax increases. We build in healthcare expenses. We build in higher than average inflation. We're building in all the things that we can't control. You're hiring us to keep you on the course, to keep you on the path, to keep you out of the ditch. Now, if you don't need someone to do that, if you're just rock solid diamond hands and you need no one to help you stay the course because nothing shakes you, well, then you're probably a DIYer and you can open a Fidelity account and buy a bunch of investments and probably be just fine. You probably don't need a financial professional. If that's not you, then you should hire a financial professional that you trust to look out for your best interests, to help you build your plan that's in your head. The goal of a good financial advisor and the goal in building the middle of this house is to find out what's in your head and pull it out so that we can make it come to life in the form of a financial plan and then help you stick to that plan and not fall prey to fear or greed. If this is something that it sounds like you might need help with, organizing your investment portfolio, your 401ks, your Roth IRAs, your SEP Simple 403b, traditional IRA, after-tax brokerage account, maybe you've been DIYing, but you know that you've just kind of had a good string of years and you're actually not that emotionally resilient. That's okay. We're here to help people just like you. If you're someone who's never done this before, you've just kind of put money into your 401k and now you're getting close to the point where it's time to retire. Maybe you've got a big IRA that's just been sitting out there. You haven't been paying attention to it. It might be time to start paying attention to it. And if you need a financial professional to help you do that, that's who we're here for. But I do want to reiterate, let me just let all the DIYers off the hook. If you're a DIYer and you love it, we have clients that have 30 man hours into Excel spreadsheets that calculate the taxes in foreign countries and the exchange rate of those dollars. Okay, if that's you, you don't need our help, all right? If you've got 30 man hours into an Excel sheet, you're probably going to be just fine. If that's not you, go to our website, leveragedwm.com. Up at the top of the screen, you'll see book a meeting. You can go there, fill out a quick little form and survey. It'll send you to one of our team members and we'll have a conversation. We'll figure out if you like us and if we like you and you think that we can help you, then that's what we're going to do. So go there, leveragedwm.com. Up at the top, book a meeting. And until next time, take care.